Okay, I realize it's a very sensitive subject, and I'm handling it in a very clinical way. I am a material chemist, and I understand how material is concentrates and how it comes to be. And I found some things that I termed mud fossils, and I did the research on it, and it led to a very startling conclusion that there is evidence that Jesus is exactly what he says he is. This is exactly what he says. Now, let's go through my evidence, and you can see. All right, Jesus Christ, the Bible, or history, we all know that, and the claims that matter that it's unexplained there needs to be looked at. And we did look at them, and the results are as follows. Now, all cultures around the globe state that Venus was born as a fiery comet 3,500 years ago. This has been disputed, but it's written by the eyewitnesses and just dismissed by academics now. Now, as it passed Earth, it caused calamities on Earth everywhere. Immanuel Velikovsky did all the research on this in 1950, so there was no computers. He actually touched the documents that were written by the hands that witnessed. And here is a link to 60 of the statements he makes about this, and he was proved correct with 32 scientific discoveries that he had predicted. Now, he claims as Venus passed, it almost destroyed the Earth, and it did destroy Mars, literally. Stones and deep red dust and dried milk fell on Earth to feed the Exodus refugees. And this is a video that relates to that. Jesus claimed the manna, which fell, the milk pellets that fed the Exodus refugees, was actually his flesh and blood. Not like his flesh and blood, he claimed it was indeed part of his body. Now, the chemistry does support that claim. Manna is no other explanation we can find out. It appears to be from the placenta, which is milky, called lactogenic proteins, a gelatinous afterbirth that would stream down through the atmosphere as pellets, atomized and dried as it came through. The red dust was dried blood, which is iron and is red, and it's fully understood. It's afterbirth blood. The stones were the plates they're literally limestone in your body. It's called collagen. I think it's called collagen type 1, and it's minerals anyway, and they're built in like a Chinese finger trap configuration, so it's flexible but still very, very sturdy, and that would shatter into little tiny bits and pieces, and that's what the stones were. And we can't account for the chemistry in any other way. Now, this is what states in the Bible, about the live birth of Jesus. And it says live birth of God's Son in space is recorded in Revelations 12. The woman and the dragon. And I mean, this is very, very bizarre stuff. And if this is true, I can't discount anything in the Bible. Now, this is up to you to make your own decision. I'm not trying to push, or all I'm doing is showing what we think is pretty convincing evidence. Now, it talks about in the heavens, the woman was clothed with the sun, the moon under her feet, and a crown of stars on her head. She was pregnant and cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. Now, this is in Revelations 12. Another sign appeared in the heaven, and there was a dragon, 7 heads and 10 horns. Its tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. And the dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth, so that it might devour her child. She gave birth to a son, a male child, who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter. And her child was snatched up to God, to his throne. Sounds to me like that's God's son. The woman fled into the wilderness, and then it goes on. You can read all you want about it, but that is a statement that I see as a statement from God. Now, after that, war broke out in the heavens. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back, and it became a terrible, bloody battle, and the dragon was hurled to earth. Comet 67P, believe it or not, is a body part that's in space. It's a tendon. And we think maybe it's from the battles that were in heaven. That's the only thing we can think of, unless and all of the meteorites that we have looked at are also body parts. And there's a video on that. All right, so I guess we're going to come up to a conclusion here. So our research conclusion, and that is a conclusion, it's not an opinion. It's a conclusion that you have to support your anti-conclusion with some factual resistance to what we've shown you. And Velikovsky is the author of all of the deep research, and the paper is there that shows the 60 different sources that he uses, and there's a lot more. Anyway, we're saying that the Bible is word for word literal about Jesus' origin, as far as we can tell. And if you talk to any medical person, it will confirm this. I mean, it's not something that's a mystery here. And it was recorded worldwide. It was a worldwide event. This is not just something that's in the Bible. This is in the secular, this is in South America, the Chinese. This is not something, and it was recorded by the hands of people that their eyes witnessed this. It wrenched the earth. It literally changed civilization. So that's what we find, and as far as we're concerned, the story that I just elaborated is an obvious fact. That's as far as we can go with it. Thank you.